Hello, you have joined the Script Mistress for Scene 28, the Character Archetype series, The Creator. I am your host, Amber Bosworth, and I really wanted to take a week off because I got to interview March's winner, Anson Kessinger. If you want to go check out that podcast, that was Scene 27, if I can talk. But we are back into the Character Archetype series. And again, I want to say that I barely scratched the surface. If you want to go back, you can listen to my episode 11, Scene 11, and listen to that to get a good breakdown of all the 12 character archetypes all in one show. And here I'm going to take each one and really break it down and get into it and see how it can better help you create these characters. I'm really excited about that. Now, if you want to stay up to date on podcast events or challenges that I run every month, please get on my mailing list at thescriptmistress.com. I also have this whole episode on video at thescriptmistress.com/scene 28 for your enjoyment, along with the free download that is going to be accompanying the Character Archetype series. So really completely free, no obligation. Just give the email and it'll go right out to you. I've also started the Script Mistress YouTube channel. So if you're watching there, thank you. If not, you can always check that out as well. If you're not a podcast person, you like videos, you can also listen to that too. And I have the link in the show notes. Now, we have just finished the April Ink to Screen Screenwriting Challenge. The finalists are going to be announced on May 14th, and the winner will be announced the next day on the 15th. The May Screenwriting Challenge is open for registration. I'm really excited. If you don't know, I run a monthly short screenwriting challenge where writers get 5 days to write a new 5-page screenplay based on a prompt sent out that first day of the challenge. So nobody gets to know what that is until the very first day. If you sign up, the winner gets $150, and every single writer that submits a finished screenplay gets feedback. I edit their script. I show them some formatting errors, grammar errors, and I also give a coverage to kind of break down the really good elements and everything like that. It's all included in the $15 entry fee. And I'm really excited about May because usually I find a prompt or I find a good theme and I send it out to my writers. This month I've sent out and I've requested my writers to kind of give me images that inspire them. And I'm going to choose the top 3 to send out and see what works best for them. I'm really excited. So May is going to be a lot of fun as we bring in the summer. You can check it all out at thescriptmistress.com/ink to screen. That's the number 2. The May challenge is going to run from the 17th, May 17th to the 21st. So please sign up now. I only have until the 17th. Now, let's get into the character archetype stories, character series. In case you forgot, here are the 12 character archetypes in Carl Jung's world again. We had the warrior, the child, the orphan, the creator, the caregiver, the mentor, the joker, the magician, the ruler, the rebel, the lover, the seducer. Now today, we continue to number 4, the creator. If it can be imagined, it can be created. Yes, this is really fun. Now, this is the motto of the creator, the archetype driven by the need to see dreams become reality while providing structure to the world. They are the great architects, the artists, the scientists, the gods and goddesses. Their mind is always questioning, tinkering, and entertaining new theorems. Ingenuity is their hallmark. Now, what's it like to create something from nothing? This character needs to create something palpable or tangible in their world. They'll make any sacrifice necessary to achieve something grander than the world they have now. So some strengths of the creator: inexhaustible drive, creative genius, vision. Weaknesses of the creator: inability to communicate a vision, because all in their head. alienating perfectionism. Like, I can do it better than you, so I'm going to do it. Work above everyone else. Those are their weaknesses. The creator's motivation, the lasting impression of whatever they build, legacy above all else. I love giving these to you because they are very simple, something tangible that you can use as you're creating your creator character. Now, also known as the artist, innovator, inventor, architect, musician, artist, and dreamer, the creator is solely focused on examining the boundaries of our reality and perception. As a character, they often take the position of the well-meaning scientist or savant artist. The creator carries an inexhaustible imagination, often excelling at their chosen vocation. When presenting as a mortal character in a reality-based world, he is often portrayed as a man ahead of his time. There are often better examples of this archetype in the real world, not just in our fictional world, like Galileo, Einstein, Mozart, Steve Jobs, really than in fiction, something to kind of pull from. Now, mediocrity is the creator's worst fear. That is something just so great to use in your story. Whether this result comes from concept or execution, doesn't matter. The creator wishes to be an authentic voice in a world of white noise. They gain rivals easily, answering those challenges with innovation in their work and their personal outlook. The creator, however, has no shortage of a shadow, often given to starting multiple projects but finishing none. I can relate. Or abandoning morality for the sake of their craft. They can be taxing on other people for their insensitivity. Because of their genius, the creator often tends to play God, allowing the end to justifying the means, and deciding what is best for the masses without consulting outside opinion. Many a tormented villain began life as the overeager, excitable, and impulsive creator. And I just want to put like a little side note in here, not in the show notes here, but all of these archetypes do not have to be singled out as just your protagonist. You can use these character archetypes to help you create all of your characters, the protagonist, antagonist, your side characters, sidekicks, everything on the side, your love interests. These are just to really help create more dynamic and intense and amazing characters for your story. So I just wanted to put that little stipulation out there. So to the surprise of very few, the creator character archetype embodies those who like to make things, usually some sort of artist, inventor, scientist, musician, or writer. Creator archetypes are usually single-minded in their pursuit to bring something new into the world. Like all character archetypes, the creator exists because this passion to make things is a cross-cultural, timeless set of traits that most people can identify and understand pretty easily. I mean, me creating this, the Script Mistress as writers, we are artists. If anything, we can understand this, and I think that's why a lot of creators are villains, is because those are the best ones to write, and we can really understand that the most, I think. But like all the other archetypes, creators are simple, two-dimensional characters. You know, they do require complexity and flaws. They can be amazing, but must also be fallible. That is where you get your audience involved. That is where you get feelings and empathy into your character, no matter if it's the villain or your protagonist or even just a side character that may only show up for a little bit. So for those reasons, we're going to talk about a couple things moving forward. What the character archetype is, again, go through it again, what creators do, common creator characteristics, and lastly, we'll go over creators in popular culture. And I'm sure as you're listening to this, you can think of a few already. So again, what is the character archetype? When I say that creators like to make things, that is intentionally vague. The creator archetype is like an umbrella that can hold many different types of characters. Perhaps one creator is a sculptor, while another only cares about creating a new medical invention. Regardless of what their creation is, creators only care about bringing that thing to life. That's all they care about. As a result, they use their imagination and creativity to push the boundaries of what we know and what is real. If it already exists, a creator really doesn't care about it. Creating or repeating something is meaningless to this archetype. They don't want to recreate. They want to create something new. Creators are trailblazers, Renaissance people, leaders, and forward thinkers. Others will view this character as ahead of their time and obsessively committed to perfecting that one thing. One thing. To a creator, second place is as bad as last place. If you're not first, you're last. And nothing will stand in the way of realizing their creation. Just so many amazing ways to use these tips to create your creator archetype character. So what do creator archetypes do? Creators can play pivotal roles in fiction. Though they usually aren't the main character, stories in the speculative fiction genres might feature a creator archetype who is pivotal in saving the world, like a scientist making a cure, or an inventor finishing their awesome robot with rocket launchers and laser eyes. In more realistic settings, creators can solve a math problem or complete their artistic masterpiece. In these cases, the creator might be the protagonist, depending on what that math problem or piece of art means to the story. So again, just another, all the weaving and bringing it all together. Reversing roles, creators can also make great villains and antagonists. A mad scientist is a creator when their creation is a virus or a world-destroying super weapon. A serial killer can be a creator if their macabre art is made through murder. In fact, the obsession of a creator and their willingness to sacrifice themselves and those around them in pursuit of their creation can be used to craft fantastic villains. I just love that. I do love a good creator villain. So what are some typical creator archetype characteristics? Because of their obsession with their invention or art, creators combine strong traits of talent and narrow-mindedness. This is a common thread amongst most creators, but there are some traits, positive and negative, that you can apply to your creator character, to make them familiar and relatable to your reader. For the more positive traits, creators can be authentic, creative, driven, imaginative, intelligent, even if only in their own way, non-conforming, passionate, practical, talented. In the pursuit of their creation, this archetype is also egotistical, immoral, impulsive, insensitive, perfectionists, selfish, single-minded, and sometimes unreliable. Now, again, say it again, creators fear mediocrity above all else and will do anything they can, no matter the cost, to avoid it. To accomplish this, creators push their intelligence and creativity to their limits, braving new trails. Most creators will walk this path alone, as the majority of those who fall under this archetype are introverts. Yet a shocking number of them can have God complexes. Not so shocking, right? All right, so now examples of the creator archetype in popular culture. Now, creators have been staples in popular culture for decades. When it comes to these sorts of characters, it is easy for the audience to connect with their desire to accomplish something bigger than themselves, even if that desire isn't a very nice one. Now, here are some of the more well-known creators in pop culture. Iron Man, Tony Stark from Marvel Comics and the MCU, is probably the most popular creator in modern storytelling. And yes, he can fit in so many other archetypes as well, but this is like the creator part of him. It's Tony's creator traits that push him to create the first Iron Man suit while he is being held prisoner, allowing him to escape. But after that, he continues to make new Iron Man suits, improving his creation to tackle any threat that might present itself. Dr. Victor Frankenstein isn't as popular today as in the past, but he is the gold standard for a flawed character, a flawed creator. A brilliant doctor, Frankenstein stops at nothing to bring his creation to life. He robs graves to assemble body parts, but is ultimately disappointed when his creation doesn't live up to his standards because it's so ugly, which is rude. Now, Frankenstein then pays the price for his creation through the death of those around him, specifically his newly wedded wife, and ends up dedicating his life to destroying the monster to which he created. Karen Eiffel from Stranger Than Fiction is a creator who is, for all intents and purposes, the antagonist of her own story. Karen is an author who always kills off her characters, unaware that what she writes happens to real people. When confronted with the reality of what she writes, Karen has a psychological breakdown where she struggles to reconcile the harm that her creations cause. Eventually, she does change the ending to her book to save Harold Crick, but even that is a difficult choice for her. Other character archetype examples, the creator Willy Wonka, Daniel Plainview, and Carl Casper from Chef. Now, I have provided the resources for both of these. I found two really great articles that kind of go over the archetypes. You can really look into those if you want further reading. Really great. And then the writing action for this week and for the whole 12 series. I've created a new worksheet for these 12 archetypes, and it's just one where you can fill it out and use it for any archetype that you want. Download the archetype worksheet and fill it out for whichever archetype character you are working on. But hey, this week, it's the creator. Why not look at a popular creator character that you like or one that you're creating yourself? Now, you can get it here, thescriptmistress.com/archetypes with an S, but you can get it also right on the landing page for this episode, thescriptmistress.com/scene28. Now, feel free to share some of your thoughts on any character archetype. It doesn't have to be the creator. It can be any of the ones that we've talked about or are going to talk about. You can share that on our Facebook page, the Ink to Screen Facebook page, or email me at amber@thescriptmistress.com to get extra help. Now, next week is going to be getting into number 5, the caregiver. So those will be really good to kind of talk about. So that'll be next week's episode. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget about the monthly screenwriting challenge. May, again, is open for registration. You could win $150 and get feedback on your writing, all for just $15. Check it all out at thescriptmistress.com/ink to screen. Thank you so much for listening and or watching. I truly value any feedback. If you have an idea for a podcast that might help, please email me at amber@thescriptmistress.com. Like and follow this show wherever you are listening or watching. Talk soon. And until then, happy writing.